Okay, we're back in the city of Defiance Bay because there's a number of quests in this city, and right now we're in the section called Andra's Gift. Because we have to meet with... talk to Cyril at the Salty Mass Tavern in Andra's Gift. Alright, let's see what the quest says. Cyril has the Engwithan medallion, but she won't give it up easily. She's a prostitute at the Salty Master brothel. Thristwin suggested that I pay Maya if I want to speak with Cyril. Maya told me that Cyril would cost 1,000 pand for the night.
Greetings.
Is there someone here named Cyril? You must be new in town, dearie. She's only the most sought-after girl in the district. You want to spend time with her, just ask. She's 1,000 for the night, but worth every pand. Or so they tell me. Fancy a go with her? She nudges you in the ribs. I'll give you a special rate of 500 to thank you for your help with my little problem. I'd like a night with Cyril. You'll find her quarters upstairs. She lays a large hand on your shoulder. Don't mind the burly fellows at her door. They're just there to make sure everyone has a good time. Okay, we have to go upstairs.
Quiet.
Okay.
Hail and well met.
Cyril, powder almost hides the circles under her eyes, and rouge dusts her two prominent cheekbones. Despite it all, Cyril is beautiful. She favors you with a smile she must have practiced and perfected. Hello, stranger. Let me make you more comfortable. There's something I need to discuss with you. She runs a smooth finger along your neck and under your chin. Just tell me what you like. It's extra if you want to bring someone else in, though. Your friend Thirstwind sent me. He needs that medallion. So do I, Cyril raises her chin. I offered him half of the money, and he refused it. She crosses her arms and paces in a slow circle around you. I'm sure he told you all about his broken clan. Did he also tell you that I got him where he is today? I'm really sorry for him, but I'll bet you anything he lives better now than he did in Air Glenfast. I've worked a long time for a way out, and I'm not giving it up because Thurston suddenly got in nostalgic. I'll buy it from you. She laughs. It's worth 6,000 pounds. If you've got that kind of coin, I'll gladly help you spend it. Do we want to spend 6,000 on this? I don't know. Let's forget about the medallion. I'd like you to help me find something else. Her shoulders relax and the kittenish smile returns. That's the spirit. Uh-oh.
Hello.
Let's talk about Thurston and that medallion. I'm really sorry for him, but I'll bet you anything. Okay, okay. Alright, we'll buy it from her. Cyril goggles at the bag of coin in her hand. She looks back at you for just a second before reaching into her bodice. She holds a carved Audra medallion by a cord and gives it to you. She cradles the bag of coppers. I could be in a cottage in Brackenbury tomorrow. She looks hopefully at the medallion in your hand. I'm not going to tell you your business, but if you do mean to give it to Thurswin, it would mean a lot to me too. I hope he finds everything he's looking for back home. She pulls a moonstone ring off her finger. Please, take this. It's always given me an edge with people around here, but I'm done with that part of my life. Farewell. +2 resolve with this ring. Okay, that's good for him. Now we've got to go to... I don't know where.
Good day to you. Alright, we've got to go to another part of town. Let's examine this item that she gave us. Besides the ring, the item that this guy's looking for to help him restore his clan. Stolen and Gwithin medallion. Interesting. +2 might. That's not bad.
believe we have to go to Brackenbury. But where in Brackenbury is the question? Why are these guys attacking me? Assassins. They must be here for Kana.
Wede Bedan Ansawu. Yes?
How may I help?
I don't know why they're running away.
Huh?
Hmm? Yeah?
Hmm.
Hmm? Yeah?
Huh?
Hmm?
I?
Yes? Die! Stand still!
That's not very helpful.
Need something?
Huh?
Hey. What? Die!
These assassins aren't so tough. Written on the scrap of parchment is a concise but detailed description of you, including your name, your distinguishing features, and everything you've known to have associated with in your brief time in Deerwood. There were also assassins after us in the game Baldur's Gate. Very similar.
Sure.
There he is.
Greetings.
Give medallion. There's when eyes are as wide and round as the artifact in his hands. You've given my people a gift we couldn't possibly repay. I'll do the best I can, though. He shoves a bag of coin into your hand. This is everything I have. Take it, please. Keep it. Your clan could use it to rebuild. The Shattering Spear will sing of your kindness for generations to come. If you ever find yourself in Air Glanfast, please honor us with your visit. Farewell. He hurries out of the inn, his fancy cloak dragging on the ground. We have gained reputation with Deerford Village. Major. We've gained reputation with Twin Elms. Moderate. Oh, we have an adventure. Major adventure. Let's assign someone. Okay. How much money do we have? We still have over 30 grand. I believe we have to go to Hadrid House for some reason. As you near the apparition, you are overcome suddenly by a powerful anxiety that sits like a stone in your stomach. The feeling is not quite real, the recollection of an emotion rather than the emotion itself. It wrenches your insides nevertheless. The apparition's brow is tense, a look of concern plain across its face. The other
missionaries say you have been neglectful of your duties.
They lie.
They speak out of concern for you. Now tell me, is there something to their concerns?
The pain in your stomach deepens and you feel for a moment as though you are about to be sick. Your mouth goes dry. Forgive me, Eminence, I wish to leave the order. Theos folds his fingers together and presses them to his mouth, thoughtful.
You have been an apt student, and your convictions have inspired those around you. May I ask what has changed to make you feel this way?
I've done something unforgivable. The apparition exhales slowly and its lips press together, a sympathetic rapport in its eyes. It places its hand on your shoulder.
I see. And you would cast yourself out, is that it?
What I've done, no god would have me now.
If you believe that, then I have failed you as a teacher. There are many gods so that all people are looked after, no matter who they are or what they've done. The only ones who need fear anything are those who abandon their gods, thinking all is lost. But for those who beg help and forgiveness, the gods always provide.
Only for the deserving.
I will tell you the truth. There may be some among the gods who would see you punished. But after punishment comes absolution, redemption. Whatever stain there is upon your soul, the gods can wash it clean. But you must dedicate yourself to them in return. That is what makes one deserving. Will you return the faith they put in you?
The knot in your stomach seems to loosen all at once, and the anxiety is replaced with something else entirely, something warm and soothing, and it is something you know you can never repay. As the vision fades, you start to become cognizant of the many odd looks aimed in your direction. Your last response echoes in your mind. I will. So I believe we have to go to Hadrid House. Let's look at the journal. The Hermit of Hadrid House. I have been summoned to Dunrid Row by Lady Webb, a reclusive woman who seems to know more about me than I know about her. Hadrid House. Lady Webb. Perhaps she's on the second. Lady Webb, at last. This woman clutches a thick stack of parchment with spindly, wrinkled fingers, their flesh stretched thin to near translucence with extreme age, a gossamer veil over pale blue veins. Ink splotches and candle burns and the scars of innumerable slices from the edges of scrolls dot and stripe her hands like a quilt patterned after some great indescribable truth. She does not look up from her reading.
So, the messenger conveyed my summons. A miracle that would make the reincarnation of Aothis look like a child's cantrip, surely. It doesn't draw the most inspired minds, messaging. They failed me so many times of late, I nearly sent a cipher after you instead. So this is the Watcher who took over Cad Noir. Oh, don't look so surprised. It isn't an attractive expression. I wouldn't be where I am for long if I let details like that escape me.
Aloth frowns, scratching the back of his neck. So it's true, those spies of hers don't miss much.
I also know, for that matter, about your little excursion into an Engwithin ruin near Deerford that Deer Woodens are absolutely forbidden to enter. What I am curious about is why.
There's someone I need to find.
Not just any someone, though. Someone in the service of the Leaden Key. You're not the only one with an interest in their recent activities. I've lost 4 ciphers this year alone trying to get someone inside their ranks. As it is, we only have our suspicions about who is in the group and what they intend, which I suppose means we have much in common with them. I asked you here because I wanted to know what your interest was in all of this. I thought perhaps we might help each other. Why are you looking for the Leaden Key?
One of their members caused my soul to awaken. I need him to reverse it. She closes her eyes and the lids flicker, then her face goes still and her mouth parts, little more than a sliver, and her hand briefly drops open, spilling some of her parchment to the ground, the pages wafting around her legs like the leaves of a dying tree. Her fleshy eyelids peel back and her gaze is immediately upon you.
The gods are cruel, I'm afraid. The man you seek is Theos Ix Arcanon, Grand Master of the Leaden Key. One of the most elusive and dangerous men Eora has ever known.
What else is there to know about the Leaden Key? What can you tell me about Theos?
More than most, though very few would know so much as his name. And there is no way of knowing how much of what I've read is true. The Leaden Key dates back more than 2,000 years. If rumors are to be believed, Theos was the one who created it. What scraps of evidence exist suggest that he has died many times, only to be reborn each time exactly the same man, awakened during adolescence with all the knowledge and experience of all his lifetimes. The plots he orchestrates sometimes take hundreds of years to bear fruit. Needless to say, this is not the natural order of things. But he is said to be one of Woedica's favored, and that old bat was never one to let rules get in the way of favoritism. That may also explain another supposed gift of his. His body is no boundary to his soul, and he is known to take possession of others, if their souls are weak enough. Often it is for elaborate deceptions, but sometimes he simply forces them to kill themselves. He is not known for his generous supply of pity.
Sounds like an evil man.
He is also not one to show himself in any but their most critical matters. If he has directly involved himself in whatever the group plots now, it may be your only chance to find him. And once you do find him, if you can find him, I would not hold my hopes too high if I were you. He is a driven, single-minded man. He will not have the slightest concern for your problems.
How do you know so much about him?
The same way I come by all my knowledge. Exhaustive research, spying, bribery, perhaps some less savory measures. Whatever the knowledge demands, I pay in full. There is nothing of greater value. Unfortunately, with Theos, there is also nothing more scarce. He has covered his tracks far too well. His manipulations of the course of history are lost to time now, though I believe they were many.
What else is there to know about the Leaden Key? Did I ask that? Yes, let's
Precious
ask.
little, I'm afraid. You may know much of it already. No one member knows the identity of more than a handful of other members. They are kept in the dark of missions they are not involved in, or sometimes of those they are involved in. They exist to hide secrets they themselves don't know, if you can imagine how gullible someone must be for that to appeal. Despite that, they are very good at what they do, owing much to their founder, who will take matters into his own hands when necessary. And he does not fail.
What do you want from me?
Keep me informed. The Leaden Key has been busy lately, and that is distressing news. I can only guess as to what they intend. You seem to have a knack for turning the stones they've crawled beneath. Keep turning them. Dunreed Row will not stop you. Whatever it is they're up to, figuring it out will be of great use to both of us. In your case, it will surely point you to Theos. In return, I will share our knowledge with you as we learn it, and provide you with what assistance I can.
Very well.
If you find your trail has run cold, come to me with whatever you have. There is much I may be able to do for you.
There is something I can tell you about the Leaden Key's operations.
Well, let's hear it.
The Leaden Key is manipulating a group of Anguissan machines that span the country, and it seems to be causing the Hollowborn epidemic.
I had feared they might be involved in Widewind's legacy. It seemed too extreme even for them. How naive I've been. If we can learn more about their goals and methods, perhaps we can get the palace behind us. With Avar's support, we may be able to put a stop to this.
How do you know I seek Theos?
Because you have seen his face, and that makes it a simple matter for me to see it. You even happened to catch him in his ceremonial garb, it seems. Must have been a special occasion. Yes?
Tell me more about Dunrid Row.
All the things there are to know in this world, and you ask me about work. Deerwood is a rebel country. Conflict is in its blood. If you think a few guards posted in our cities keep chaos at bay, you are very new to town indeed. We are Deerwood's cipher investigators, of course. But what we really are is its last barrier against anarchy. People are more at ease when they believe they are watched over by someone more enlightened than they are. It pacifies them. So that is the image we foster. And we do try to be enlightened for their sake. The knowledge we gather here is Deerwood's standing army in many ways. We learn what's vital and we act on it while Deerwood sleeps, blissfully unaware of the terrifying truths all around them. I wish I could tell people the things I know sometimes, but the truth is I don't think many of them could bear it.
Is there a Lord Webb?
There was.
What happened to him?
He believed in dying with dignity. He was old-fashioned that way, my husband. We saw the world very differently, he and I. But he was good to me while he lasted.
Are you psychic?
If you are hoping I can look at your hand and tell you whom you should marry, you can just wipe that notion from your mind. I do not know what will happen tomorrow. That is what I pay spies for. Being a cipher is not unlike being a watcher. You notice more about what is already there. Many can hold an object and know where it's been, or peer into the thoughts of people around them. They can also sometimes affect those thoughts, but that would be unethical, of course. A tiny, talented few pick up so much about the world around them, they can get images of things to come, but these are fleeting and unreliable.
I get those images. You said you don't know what will happen tomorrow.
Who said I was talented? I don't. Least not that I can trust. And with me, it's only ever about one thing anyway.
What's that?
A quiet day at home.
How old are you? She gives a half-hearted gasp and covers her mouth with her crumpled fingers. You wicked man, where are your manners? Were you raised without a shred of decency?
I lost count ages ago. Such a strange thing to celebrate, getting closer to death. Oh, I've had my share of work done to prolong my existence, if that's what you're wondering. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not done here. There are things I still wish to learn. And I'll be the effigy if I let Berith carry me off before I'm through. There was a time when I considered enlisting the theorems of Pondgrum to extend my life indefinitely. I found the thought of devouring my political enemies to sustain my own life greatly appealing. I must have gone soft with age.
How did you come to be here?
Me? I started this place. In a different time, under a different duke. I impressed the duke with my research and my work ethic, and he became possessed of the notion that I would be ideal to lead a secret network of gifted investigators. I don't know how such an idea got into his head.
She winks.
Try your best not to die out there.
Well, alright. We went overtime, but that's okay, 'cause she's an interesting lady. I'll see you in the next video.